Now coming to the last speaker, Nalin Singhal. He is now garrison engineer in Panagarh. He is MTech from IIT Roorkee. He joined BRO in 1993, then in MES in 1995. He has got various assignments. He is a designer, structural designer, and then he has got all sort of experience in the department, and particularly he has got experience in runway experience, which few officers are having. So that way he is a very versatile in a few years of his tenure, I must say. He has gone through a lot of professional field, and now let's hear him, what he can contribute to us in this.
Thank you, sir. Within next maybe 12 minutes or so, as the...
Yeah, try to restrict 10 minutes.
I will try that, sir. I will just inform you that Panagarh, when I was posted, I actually never wanted to go there. But after reaching there, I could find out that it's a beautiful runway which was available there. But before covering about my case study on the runway resurfacing work, I will cover about MES and the runways. MES, as all knows, the premier government construction agency. But as far as runways are concerned, in the country, mainly there are only two government agencies which are executing runway resurfacing. The one is MES, of course, and the second one is Airport Authority of India. And almost 70% of the runways being handled, operated by the Indian Air Force are with MES. That is 100% of the airports operated by the Air Force, 70% of the total Indian runways available. Rest are being done by Airport Authority. But in the department, very less training and education is there for the executives, staff who are doing the runway resurfacing work. I also not an educated in highway field, but got the experience because I had executed runway works in Ambala and now in Panagarh. So 2 runways I had already executed as G, and 3 runways I had supervised as an officiating director design in WC Palam. Now coming to the project, which will be of quite interest for you. First of all, the Panagarh Air Base, which even the name was not heard by me till the time I was posted there. This runway was constructed by British and the US in World War II and has been used thrice during the World War II and then thereafter in the 1965 and the 1971 war against China, against Pakistan. The Air Force, the airport was taken over by National Airport Authority and Indian Air Force quite a bit of time, twice or thrice. Finally, in 1990, the ADG setup was there, wherein all the runways of Indian Air Force are connected. And since 1990, Indian Air Force is operating from the base. Coming to the project was sanctioned in January 2013 for an amount of 87 crores and completed in July 15 for an amount of 80 crores in about total time period of 2.5 years approximately, out of which real execution time has been only 10 months. Rest, it was planning, taking decision, changing and all between the Air Force and the MES and the contractor. Coming to the design aspect, this runway has been designed for heaviest aircraft available with the Indian Air Force except the C-17. As you can see, C-3130J, the Hercules super aircraft, which is a multi-role aircraft, will be operating from the base. Hercules C-130 has got only 2 bases. One is at Hindon and second one now in 2017 would be with the Panagarh. Another 6 aircrafts are being procured by Indian government. Coming to the scope and the initial challenge, why the delay initially in planning and starting the work has taken place. As you can see, this is the profile of the runway. This is the 1.5 dumbbell and this is 3.3 dumbbell. For the knowledge of all, 1.5 dumbbell means it has got 150 latitude when the aircraft is operated from this end. Means if the runway operates from 15 and moves towards 33, this line will make an angle of 150 degree from the north of the earth. So that is how these nomenclature of runway ends are there. So this runway in the 1942 was constructed with rigid pavements only. The whole surfaces were concrete. But as for our Indian Air Force requirement and our whole, the center portion of 2134 meters, that is 7,000 feet, was to be overlaid with flexible overlay. And rest of the two ends were to be overlaid with rigid construction, that is PQC, that is concrete construction. And the further 900 feet were to be constructed new, that is with rigid ORF. And all other PTTs and links to be laid flexible again. And the two dispersals, Romeo dispersal and ATC. Now this design was done based on the traffic data given by Air Headquarters by CCNEP that time and vetted by the Payment Directorate of ENC branch. I won't go into the details of the design because it will again become boring for you. In this, the initial challenge, I'll talk about all the challenges which came our way and how they were overcome. There were small things, there were big things, but how they were overcome. First of all, the initial challenge which came before starting the work, it was about level. The runway here, when the leveling was done using a total station topographical survey at a grid of 2 meter by 3 meter, it was found that runway about 40% of the length, that is from Eco Link up to this 33 end, around 1400 meters or so, was sloping towards one direction only. So that was not allowed. As per ICAO guidelines, that is International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, it says the runway should be symmetrical on both sides and should have a camber of at least 1 in 100. To achieve that, it was a Herculean task, because after the it will be explained in the next further slide. You can see a graph has been made using MS Excel, as rightly pointed out by the earlier speaker in the morning, that MS Excel can be used constructively for doing anything. So this graph has been made using MS Excel, data fed into the MS Excel. The bottom line shows the OGL, that is original ground level, and top line shows the formation level which we had to achieve finally after the resurfacing. Now here there doesn't seem to be a problem, but as we move from 0 to chain a 1710, you can see the ridge has moved from center to left, that is toward the PTT, toward the ATC side. Now the correction required to achieve this kind of a shape of cross section was around 200 to 250 mm. And further we go to chain edges, the correction amount increased. Now this was a challenge. How to do it? Because maximum one layer of correction using DBM, that is dense bituminous macadam, could be 75 to 85 mm. Okay. Now this is the longitudinal profile of this runway. As we see, we generally go on a flight and see the runway and the aircraft flying. Generally the airstrip seems to be horizontal, but it is not. Here in this case in Panagarh, the lowest portion on the runway on 15 side and the highest portion in middle was around 7 meters higher than that, and same way 5 meters on the other side, also having a ridge in between. You can see my pointer there. This was not allowed because as per ICAO guideline, the longitudinal slope of the runway should be not more than 0.1%, 1%, and rate in change of slope should not be more than 0.1% at every 30 meters. To achieve this, a proper designing was done using MS Excel, and FRLs were decided. And after the FRLs were decided, in AutoCAD, a diagram like this, as you can see the bottom diagram, this is my layering chart. The layering chart was this brownish portion will show 6 layers of correction were required here. Then the blue one 5, 4, 3, 2 like this, and yellow one shows 1 layer of correction. So finally this was decided, this was planned, all the levels feeded in the computer, then only the work was started for overlaying the flexible work. Now coming to the rigid work, because as per Air Force practice and our MES practice, the runway on both the ends were to be constructed rigid, that is with concrete. So 1000 feet on either side was already existing, which was of rigid, but on both sides the correction amount was too huge. To cut down on the cost and the efforts, finally decision was taken, thus all these ends will be broken and laid new. I'll speed up because it's too much time.
You
Yes,
go to
I'll straight away come to
quickly.
the execution.
yeah, conclusion part में जाओ.
स्पीड बढ़ा दीजिए.
Yeah. First of all, the flexible overlay. The challenge was again the runway was 75-year-old. The whole runway, according to the guidelines, is to be repaired, and then only the overlay can be started. You can see the old slabs were so broken. Around 550 of slabs were broken. Repaired, सबके old slab casted. All the cracks and the joints filled. Coming to the DBM correction layer, you can see naturally every one of us has done the road work, same kind of a paver, but it is a sensor paver wherein string lines are used to maintain the proper level as per the design fed into the computer. You can see one of the contraption here manufactured on site to remove the uncompacted portion of the layer which laid.
Go
This-
over quickly.
प्रोफेसर साहब बोल
Laying of glass grid in SAMI,
जल्दी कर लीजिए.
DAC. Now just 4-5 points using PMB. How could we achieve the quality which is required? The runway is being praised by everyone. Using PMB 40, polymer modified bitumen from Shell. This is an instrument costing around 4-5 lakhs, roof film square to know the viscosity of the bitumen. PMB 40 is a product which got a softening point of around 69 to 65 degrees centigrade. Sensor paver with varying span was used, and the shoulders of runway were also of DAC, were matching. Again, coming to rigid reconstruction, which already was decided. The whole of the runway 1000 feet were broken, removed to the dumping site. All the aggregates were pulverized to use, subgrade preparation, laying of GSBC, laying of DLC. Here, I would like to emphasize that DLC also has been laid by using slip form paver. Slip form paver is a machine which is a level control machine. Again, the levels are fed into the string line and then it moves. I'll show you in the next photograph. This is the capability of slip form paver, wherein around 25 inbuilt needle vibrators are installed, and this kind of concrete which you can see, a cake like concrete, can be laid with it having 0 to 10 slump with very low water cement ratio using admixtures. Then joint cutting and broom finish manually. Now the fourth photograph on the corner, double cutting for expansion joint. As per the book, actually we are supposed to be laying a expansion pad after finishing a particular length of concrete and then move further. Herein we had laid the concrete continuous, and expansion joint also has been cut by giving a double cut at a distance of around 8 to 10 mm, and then the middle portion is removed and the other things like expansion pads and polyurethane was inserted. Certain points to be remembered before going for PQC, because this is the top surface, and top surface in Air Force causing any FOD, foreign object damage, is not allowed. Even a smallest of cracks, smallest of edge broken is pointed out by them, because their aircrafts are FOD prone. So for allowing for maximum benefit, this sand screener, as you can see, this has been fabricated on site, was used. Complete sand, I'll take hardly 1 minute, sir. Complete sand which has been used in PQC has been screened and through conveyor belt, and then it has been used in the PQC to allow the small potholes which comes over the surface of PQC because of lumps in the sand. Low water cement ratio, as I told, and a slump of 0 to 10 was produced using admixtures, adequate admixture and proper admixture. Continuous laying of PQC was done. Curing compound was sprayed for initial curing for 48 hours, and PCC bunds. We had used PCC bunds for curing and no sand bunds and all. Coming to the quality assurance, as you know, in MES, mostly people afraid going as GE to runway resurfacing work, but that is because of less know-how about it. If we go for quality assurance, as in MES, it is already built in. We in MES, as it is follow a 3-tier system of testing. Before the source is identified in the contract, it is specified in the contract. We test the source material also. We use the BEX designs, and we test the end results also. Also, the supervision system is a 3-tier system, as is already there. I'll show you some photographs and just finish off.
Very good photographs.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Worked hard.
Hey, very good, very good, very good.
I'll
With due regard to our senior who's 75 years, because again I must compliment that spirit of learning, sharing. बहुत अभिनंदन की बात है. We will take about 5 minutes some questions. Sir, मेरा एक सवाल है छोटा सा. You said there was a saving of about 7 crore.
Yes.
The budget was 87, but you finished in 70 lakh.
Yes, sir.
Did you get any reward?
No, sir. Actually,
अच्छे काम का अभिनंदन किया.
He has not been punished. That is the reward. He has not been punished.
no. Sir, I would like to say.
Awarded for 80 crore. So that 7 crore is not because they saving because
No, sir.
No.
थोड़ा सा
Don't
different है.
interpret.
वैसे आप जो कह रहे हैं that's also correct, sir. The contract was only 76 crores only, but actually herein because of the speed, na sir, I had to cut down many things. Actually, we had not
cut down. Just one thing.
Yes, sir.
That saving was because of your better planning, or it
Yes,
was
sir.
a part of that contract that we charged less?
It was because of earlier planning, sir. But we had left the half portion of work. We had done only the runway.
So it was your contribution or not?
Yes, it is.
It was your contribution, but good enough.
part of it.
चलो party say, but did you get any recognition?
No, वो
Anyway,
system
right.
नहीं है.
हाँ?
Recognition system नहीं
System
है.
नहीं है.
Actually,
So system has to be questioned.
Actually, he has not been punished for any of the things. That is a reward.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा
No.
No.
Hey,
With
that
due
is not.
regards, at this age, you should not talk negative.
Sir, a building where you are sitting here, I was the man who was about to be punished for building this.
But you are not punished, na?
Luckily, God has failed upon.
Sir, ऐसा नहीं. Everything is luckily.
Luckily,
Let us
I was about to be punished.
Negative भी है, positive भी.